Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Marc Turner from Turner's Painting School, and today we're going to be looking at tertiary colours. So we've already covered the primary colours, the yellow, blue, red, and then we learned that by mixing two primaries together we would get secondary colours. So yellow and blue would give us green, yellow and red would give us orange, and blue and red would give us a purple or a violet colour. Remembering that each mix would be 50% of each to make the secondary colours. So what is a tertiary colour and why? Tertiary colours are a mixture of one primary, let's say a blue, and one adjacent secondary. Adjacent means next to, so our secondary here would be either a green or a purple. So you can see there's a lot of tertiary colours you can actually make. I want you to think of the tertiary colours as if they're in the grey scale. When you're mixing paint, the more different colours you mix together, the muddier that paint becomes. So the greyer that paint becomes. So if you think about greys, you can have a blue grey, a red grey, a green grey, and that's kind of the direction of what the tertiary colours are going in. So how do we actually mix them? Now I've got the same whole bristle brush. Remember, you can use any brush you've got, it doesn't really matter. Even a 2-inch paintbrush if need be, if you've got nothing else. I've got my palette still with my white, a yellow primary, a blue primary and a red primary. We've got a little bit of black over here, we'll talk more about that in future. And to mix our secondaries, we got for green we've got our yellow and red. Remember, we took the weaker colour first and took the stronger colour to it. It's easier to mix. So where I've got my secondary green, orange and purple. From there I want to make a tertiary. So remember, let's start with the weaker one first. So we've got the yellow. So I'm going to take my yellow and add the green to it. So I'm going to take a small amount of yellow, I'm going to place it underneath the green, take equal amounts, 50% of my green, and add it to that yellow. That is my tertiary. I'm just going to take a spot of medium, put it with that. So in effect what you've got is 75% of one colour and 25% of another, because we used yellow to make the green. So we've got 75% yellow and 25% blue. 3/4 of mixes. Let's just put that in here. I'm only going to put it in this. And you can see what you've got is a yellow green. I'm just going to clean my brush, wipe off the excess into my spirit, wipe it clean. So I'm going to move round. I'm leaving these areas clear for another project that we've got that we'll be doing shortly. So let's have a look at our next. We'll go straight into the oranges. So we've used the yellow and greens here. So we're going to go, let's go orange with red. So we're going to take our orange, place it underneath, a spot more red, should be 50% of each, and that gives us an orange red or a red orange. Spot of medium. I'm going to place that in this one here. in effect, clean my brush, in effect you have 6 tertiary colours. So we'd have a red violet, a violet blue, a blue green, a green yellow, a yellow orange, and an orange red. And let's have a look at the violet. And what we'll go with the violet, we'll use our primary blue with the violet. So I'm going to take my purpley violet, add the blue to it, and paint that in this segment. Violet's a strange colour, it always looks much different on camera. I don't know how you're actually seeing that. I've just put a little line of the original on there and maybe it shows better on the camera. So that's 3 of our tertiary colours, and we would carry on moving round to mix the others exactly in the same way. Now, when you think about paint, I'd like to talk to you now about the paint in your tube. So, if you get your paint in a tube and you've got a red, this one is a cool alizarin crimson and it's red, and that paint in that tube is saturated, that's its chromatic colour, bright colour, it's saturated red. I cannot make that more red than what it is, but what I can do is pick a different tube that's got a bright red in or a different red. Here we've got cadmium vermilion, one of the warmest, brightest reds. Again, I can't make that any more saturated than what it is. The saturation is what that colour is in that tube. What I can do, or we can do, is desaturate that colour. And in a sense, we're creating this tertiary colour again. We're making a greyish colour. So to desaturate, we add the opposite on the colour wheel. It's complementary, the opposite. So if we've got a red and we want to make it less red, let's take a red and place it down here, and we want to make it less red, we add the opposite, which is the green, and that desaturates it. Now if you have 50% of each colour, in effect what you've got is a grey. So 50% of each would come into the centre here, and that would be considered a grey colour. So you can see there it's still red, but it's not as red. If I carried on adding the green, eventually that would become green and not red. And that goes also with the others. So if I've got a purple and I want to desaturate it, make it less purple, I add the yellow. If I've got a blue, I want to make it less blue, I add the orange. If I want to make an orange less orange, I add the blue, and vice versa with the red and the green. If I've got a green, I want to make it less green, I add red. What we're going to be dealing with in our next lesson is values, contrasting colour, lights and dark, chiaroscuro, as the Italians would say. It's going to be a very interesting lesson, and I hope you'll join me, and we'll be back shortly. So take care, look after yourselves, keep busy, don't let this coronavirus get you down, stay positive, and I'll see you shortly. Take care. Marc Turner from Turner's Painting School.